At Ted's gym in a street of stone-built terraced houses in Workington, two bodybuilders are hoisting dumbbells with the strength of giants. Upstairs, a man and a woman are hammering non-stop at a punch bag with their fists. Their training sessions at one of Britain's oldest and best heavy-lifting gyms are being overseen by the owner Ted Clifton, who at 76 is fitter than many men half his age. A study by the Chartered Society of Physiotherapists has warned that nearly a quarter of over 65s are now failing to do strength exercises and are risking life-threatening falls. But Ted is proving that being a pensioner can mean so much more than tea and biscuits in front of the telly. He has been a competitive bodybuilder for 60 years. "I couldn't give up bodybuilding," says the great-grandfather as he points out a machine where members of his gym in the Cumbrian former steel town can lift up to 1,230 pounds. "I love the lifestyle too much, and the discipline." Ted in his gym. The big yawns are 200 pounds dumbbells. Bodybuilding has a long history and stone lifting was first practiced in ancient Greece and Egypt. The father of modern bodybuilding was a German strongman named Eugen Sandow, who died in Kensington in 1925. Bodybuilding in north of England. The north of England, with its heavy industries such as mining, shipbuilding and steelwork, has traditionally been a key centre for bodybuilding, and the popularity of the art only appears to be growing. Professor Georgios Antonopoulos from Teesside University says the shift from industrialization to a low-wage service economy has impacted on working men's identities, and bodybuilding has come to replace the symbolism attached to physical prowess in the workplace. Ted, who hails from the Northeast, began his own journey into bodybuilding as a 17-year-old. On a wall in his gym's foyer amid shelves weighed down with trophies and photographs is a yellowing newspaper cutting from his earliest days in training. "I started because I wanted to put on weight," says Ted. "I was 9.5 stone when I started in the 1960s. I've never looked back since then. I've competed all over the world." Some of Ted's trophies. Ted's gym. Ted settled in the port town of Workington after getting a job at the former steelworks following 15 years working on oil rigs across Europe. The money he saved offshore enabled him to turn a former funeral parlor into Ted's gym in 1978. He has expanded it over the years by buying equipment from other gyms and importing machines from the U.S. "A lot of the lads who came to the gym in the 70s worked at the steelworks and local factories," says Ted as we tour the mirror-lined weight rooms in the three-storied establishment. "We started organizing shows such as Mr. Cumbria. There are some really big lads up here. It was good in those days, but the diet for bodybuilders was terrible. We'd have 12 raw eggs and sherry for breakfast, then steaks and pork. We'd drink 5 to 10 pints of milk a day. The diet was full of fat. I think that's what led me to have 6 blocked arteries." Ted Clifton. "We'd have 12 raw eggs and sherry for breakfast, then steaks and pork. We'd drink 5 to 10 pints of milk a day. The diet was full of fat. I think that's what led me to have 6 blocked arteries." Ted was shocked to discover a few years ago that the pains he was having were the sign of a slight heart attack. He went on to have a triple heart bypass, but says bodybuilding helped him to recover and he was in the gym 6 months later. "When I was told I'd had a heart attack, I couldn't believe it," he says. "I thought, how can this happen to me? I've been training all my life. I blame the old bodybuilding diet. But bodybuilding helped me to recover so much more quickly." Natural bodybuilding. Ted practices natural bodybuilding, where competitors take voluntary polygraph tests and give urine samples to show they are clean of steroids. "The diet is so much better today. It's all chicken, fish and rice," says Ted, whose wife, Lee, runs a company called Lee's Kitchen, which offers healthy Thai food to bodybuilders at the gym. Most bodybuilders gain no more than 10 pounds between competitions these days. Women train at the gym and also rugby players, and we have a growing number of older people as well. More and more people are starting to train, people in their 60s and 70s. Bodybuilding is all over the place now. Ted's trophies line the wall of his gym in Workington. Research suggests that it is vital that more people take more exercise as they approach retirement. Falls among the over 65s cost the NHS more than £2 billion a year and over nearly 9 million bed days. The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence highlights the benefits of muscle strengthening to tackle the issue, and NHS guidelines suggest people do 2 strengthening sessions a week, such as exercising with weights, or lifting and carrying heavy loads such as groceries. But physiotherapists say not enough people realize the need to maintain strength as they age, warning that the rise of internet shopping means few people are carrying home their groceries. "Older people need to get out of the house and stop watching TV," says Ted, pointing out 2 huge dumbbells weighing 200 pounds nicknamed the Big Yawns, Cumbrian dialect for the big ones. Ted in his younger days. As you get older, people think they're losing muscle, but if you are training, you keep that muscle tissue. You're not as strong as when you were younger, so you have to be very sensible about the training. Not using as many heavy weights. If you're sensible, you won't get injured. No plans to retire. Ted has no plans to retire and still has his sights set on winning a particular over 70s competition. As he prepares to leave his gym, he unexpectedly steps into the changing room and removes his tracksuit to reveal his taut, muscular frame and the scar on his chest where he had open heart surgery. "I'm in good shape, aren't I?" he says. "When I think about retiring, I always think of another bodybuilder I know who is still competing at the age of 80. What an inspiration he's been to me. As long as I remain fit and healthy, I'm going to carry on bodybuilding." Millions of older people are at risk of falls because they are failing to maintain their strength, according to a study by the Chartered Society of Physiotherapists. The body has warned that the rise in internet shopping has meant that fewer people carry home their groceries and not enough people realize they need to maintain strength as they age. A survey of more than 2,000 older people in the UK carried out on behalf of CSP found that nearly a quarter do no strengthening exercises at all. Nearly 1 in 5 said they did not know how to do them. Physiotherapists argue that encouraging people to keep up their strength by doing simple exercises such as vacuuming or gardening can help people to continue living independent lives. According to NHS Choices, exercises to strengthen muscles can include lifting weights, working with resistance bands, doing exercises such as push-ups, heavy gardening such as digging, as well as yoga and carrying shopping.